you been looking for a business podcast with hosts and guests who don't have a stick up their ass?
Yeah, I said it.
Damn! Well, if so, welcome to your new home, brother. This is My Fence Life. Woo! Our three passions are beer, bourbon, and business. And probably in that order. We're bringing on business owners who share tips, tricks, and behind-the-scenes stories to help your business be more successful. And we drink during the show. So no matter what industry you're in, pop a cold one and come on in. Welcome to the My Fence Life studio.
Guys, I'm loving that new intro. I'm loving it. We got a great show lined up for y'all tonight. We have episode 76, guys, already 76. So what's up, Fence Lifers? We're naming the show tonight is From Picket to Profit, How Fence Estimating Software Can Transform Your Business. And we've got a co-host, a celebrity co-host. I'm going to bring him on first, but let me tell you who he is. This guy is awesome. He's a genius. I love him. He's a great friend of mine. And you all know and love him too. Nathan Downs of Radius Fence and the Protecting Your Radius podcast. He's got 16 years in the fence industry. First 8 years, he was an Ameristar doing sales and product development. Then he's like, all right, I had enough of y'all. So then he jumped over to another fence company, helped a 7-year-old fence company triple in size in 5 years. All right. He likes to take credit for that, but I don't know. I'm questioning that. I think he wrote this himself. And now he owns his own fence company out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, which focuses on fences, gates, operators, and access control. And he's also the president of the Midwest chapter of the American Fence Association. What's going on, Nathan? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, Dan. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you could sit in. It's nice being like a celebrity bartender.
Exactly.
I
feel like I'm on one of those. I feel like I'm on one of those shows that my wife watches, like after the Real Housewives show. I'm the guy in the background. I'm like, yeah, we're back here mixing drinks, bro.
Well, look, guys, tonight we got Justin Judy. Let me tell you a little bit about Justin Judy. You know Justin, huh, Nathan?
Oh, yeah, very well. He's a Michigan guy like me.
Yeah. So Justin Judy, he handles all the partnerships and integrations in the fencing division of the fastest growing software company in the fence industry. Because of this position, Justin is uniquely positioned to educate, inform, and advise on all the different fence softwares that are out there trying to help fences to be more successful. He's done work with Thornton Fence Consulting Group, Mr. Fence Academy, the AFA, the FWA. I mean, this guy's all over the place. Most of y'all just know him as the ArcSight guy. Probably don't even know his real name. I just learned it tonight. I was like, oh, you're not the ArcSight guy? And but he's here today to share his overall knowledge of the industry and the topics at hand. And look, guys, this show is not just going to be about fence software. I want to go into, of course, we're going to talk a little about fence software, but let's keep in mind that ArcSight is more than a software company, and they're doing some great things for our industry. Great things. So, I mean, they got some tools and they got a tool bag of stuff for you guys that you don't even know is out there that you can have, you know? So, hey, guys, welcome to Southwest Automated Security Studios, your one-stop shop for gate automation, access control, video surveillance, hardware, and more with 19 locations. Visit southwestautomated.com. We're going to go ahead and bring in old Justin Judy here.
I like the rock and roll intro. That's fun.
Yeah.
And that's unique.
Yeah, man. I like how Nathan was up there jamming on the guitar. Were you trying to do a little air guitar?
Yeah, I was trying to catch the beat. I was a little behind though.
Well, hey guys, Justin Judy. I love this guy. I met him about a year or so ago. He was doing a Zoom with a buddy of mine, and he was like, hey, you need to talk to this guy, Dan. So we got on a Zoom with him, and we were like the first 2 fence guys he talked to. And here we are today. He's like the fence whisperer, right? Huh?
I don't know about fence whisperer, but whispering to inanimate objects probably isn't my pastime, but we'll figure it out.
Well, hey, guys, we got 3 rules of the show. We're going to be talking beer. We're going to be talking bourbon. We're going to be talking business. And, wait, you already started, Justin? What you doing, man? Give me a little toast, Justin. Come on. It's a show thing, man. Give a little toast. All right. Oh, I like that glass you got, Nathan. Classy, bro.
Nathan's fancier than me. I'm just drinking out of a can.
Dude, I love a good, classy, thick whiskey glass. There's just something about when you hold a nice whiskey glass. You know what I mean?
When I own my own fence company, I'll be able to have nice glasses. But for now, I just don't even bother dirtying them. I just keep it in the can.
Oh, man. So what are you drinking, Justin? What do you got over there?
You know me. I actually don't drink. So this is iced tea. It just looks like it's something fancy, but it's not.
Liquid death. Liquid death.
It's a liquid death iced tea, but
Nice.
I don't drink much anymore. So
Man, I'm drinking.
Leave that in the past. I'm getting too old to recover.
Man, I'm on this Black Label Alamo bourbon. I got this from Kenny Dugan, a.k.a. the Stain Man. And I've learned something about Kenny. Kenny likes bourbon, but he doesn't like bourbon. So all the bourbons that Kenny sent me were around 40 to 45% alcohol, which is perfect for the show because I don't have to call an Uber to get home or call my driver, Steve, to come get me. I can drive home, right? What about you, Nathan? What you got going on over there, bro?
I have a Scissortail bourbon from Alan Boulding out of Moore, Oklahoma.
Really? I was supposed to get some of that.
Yes. You left Fence Tech before you got your bottle.
Yeah, I got left out. Anyway, hey, guys, we're going to do a quick review. And look, we need some reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go leave a review, man. Y'all been slacking. Come on. We need those reviews. But we got a review tonight from Kevin Mudis of M3 Services out of Crowley, Louisiana. That's close to me. It's about 2 hours away, maybe. He says, thank you so much for what you're doing. I do automations, but not fence. But I love listening and learning to how you run your business and utilize technology. Keep it up. So thank you, man. He's actually getting some fence swag. We're sending him fence swag, bro. He's not even a fence guy. So
I like it.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man. So
And now we have breaking news coming to you straight from the My Fence Life studios.
Dude, we just started, man. What's going on? Breaking news.
I don't have control of the soundboard. So
What happened? Tell us, please. Hurry.
Hey, man, I can't control the breaking news. It just pops in on us. But breaking news is brought to you by D&D Technologies. Guess what? ArcSite. Breaking news is on ArcSite.
Oh,
It is, huh?
Yeah, finally.
I know what it is as well, luckily. So I'm not completely surprised, but I'm aware of it.
Finally, ArcSite has gotten into bed with Job Nimbus. They've been holding hands. They've been doing second base for a long time. And guess what? Finally, ArcSite's got in bed with Job Nimbus, and now there's an integration.
let's freaking go.
Yeah, that's something that we've been hearing forever. I mean, everybody, both of you guys, plus, everybody else had been whining at us about it forever and just really saying like, hey, this is something that would help our business, right? And, ArcSite's in, a lot of different industries and things like that. And Job Nimbus was one of those things where we wanted to do, just neither of our teams, our team or their team, had the bandwidth to complete it, to get the work done, because software integrations take a lot of work, take a lot of hands, a lot of hours. But we finally just decided, hey, let's just, rip the cord on this thing, get it done, spent time, I don't know how many hours on it over the last few weeks, but yeah, it's done. I tested it today myself. Works fine. You can push and create projects from jobs or contacts. So you'll be able to push stuff back and forth and kind of create things. And we should be able to get the first couple, public iterations of it out in the next few days where everybody can try their own hands at it outside of a testing environment. But right now, we're just making sure that there aren't any hiccups. So when we send it out to you guys, it doesn't create more headaches than problems it solves. But yeah, should be a blast for everybody who gets to use it.
Dude, I am stoked. I was like, what do I got to do? And just like, whoa, calm down.
You just got to wait. So I don't know how many times you all have asked me to, can I test it? Let me try it. I want access. Like we're working on it. Just be patient.
You're going to be able, this is what I heard from breaking news. You're going to be able to go to ArcSite's website and connect your Job Nimbus in just minutes. Just sign in to ArcSite, on your PC, and you'll put in your API, which is real easy to do in your settings on Job Nimbus. Bam, you're connected. Now you got, Justin Judy running around in the inside of your computer, right?
Yeah. No, not me. I don't want to.
The good news is, Nathan, if
Justin's here, I don't code anything. That is, the big brains here at the company. I just help come up with ideas and put things in motion and communicate and negotiate and figure out the best way to do stuff. So that's what I do. But the big brains behind it made it work. It's simply, there's a connect to Job Nimbus button on the user site now. You click it, it pulls up a little portal. You put in the info, you put in your login credentials, and it's all she wrote. It's real simple.
Yeah, well, now we got a little Justin Judy running around. You know what I'm doing? I'm picturing. Have you ever seen that movie Talladega Nights? You remember when Will Ferrell sitting at the table and he's like, not Will Ferrell, the other guy, the shaking
John C. Reilly?
Yeah. And he's like, I like to picture my Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt. It says, I'm here for business, but I'm ready to party, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm picturing Will Ferrell right now talking about little 8-pound, 6-ounce baby Jesus. I can see Justin Judy in a little diaper running around in my computer. Okay, I got to get this job pushed over here. That's what I feel like, man. That's what I'm going to think about every time I'm on Job Nimbus messing with ArcSite.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
great. That's a visual I will love to be.
Apparently, the whole
preserved
nation
in.
is thinking that the whole entire nation's going to be on top of that.
Yeah, everyone listening at least, will be like, oh, geez.
Yeah,
I'll have to get myself a tuxedo T-shirt just so I can play the part when I'm in public.
That's what I'm talking about.
100%.
So, tell us, man, what is this integration going to look like? Is it kind of like Company Cam? I know you're familiar with Company Cam. Mm-hmm. You create a job in Job Nimbus, and it just creates a job in Company Cam. Is it
exactly the same
job every time, or am I going to have to say, hey, I want customer Debbie Downer from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want him to go to ArcSite.
So if you're pushing from the contact record, it's like a manual push because we don't want to create a job for bids you're not doing, just for contacts and leads, right? But if you turn that customer into a job, it will automatically create a matching ArcSite project. Yep.
So it's the same as Company Cam and Job Nimbus.
Yeah, that integration worked well. So we just sort of took the roadmap that everyone's happy with and did the same thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. And just we figured if it ain't broke, I try to figure out a better way to do it. We like to do things as simple as possible and listen to you guys because, I don't use Job Nimbus personally. So when we decided to do this, we pulled in 10 people, talked to them around like, hey, what do you need it and want it to do? And, we hit all those bullet points and everyone who's seen it and tested it since is like, it's good by me. As long as they say it's good, that's who it's for. So it doesn't matter what I think of it. But everyone that's using it so far and been able to look at it has given it a thumbs up. So hopefully we can get that out to everybody to use.
So will ArcSite,
in the next few days?
Matt Lowry's got a good question. Will ArcSite allow him to import his products and stuff from Job Nimbus?
So yes and no. That's kind of a layered question. So if you export out from Job Nimbus into like a CSV file, all your products, you can import that into ArcSite to create all the matching products. But depending on how you want to set your ArcSite up, if you're doing we do a lot more with bundling and different inputs and different variations, really quick to change things like post to postmaster and change, a flat cap to a New England cap on a vinyl fence. So you might have to do some tweaking on the ArcSite side to make the bundles and stuff work the way that you want them to when you draw them. But if you wanted just the products to do the same way, it's just because we do our estimates a little different. Might have to do a little bit of tweaking, but yeah, you can send that sheet straight over to get the base parts in there. Just might have to do a little configuration on the back end. But our team, we actually have, our team and Job Nimbus's team meet this Friday to learn more about each other's softwares to make sure that both of us can serve and support, the requests coming from both sides. So hopefully we'll be, pretty
So
bolstered and able to assist you guys with any stuff that needs to be modified further.
here's my thing, man.
Mhm.
You know how you can take and turn things into a PDF from
Mhm.
Job Nimbus?
Yep.
Is that PDF now going to just pop into my documents in Job Nimbus to where the drawing that Dylan did out on the job site will now be in my documents? And then I can create a document with that drawing and send it to the customer to sign if they didn't sign there on the project?
Exactly. Yep. Everything you do, the takeoff report, the bill of materials, the signed proposal. If it's not signed, it'll just send the proposal unsigned, of course, all directly to documents. Yep.
I think I'm going to have to marry you, Justin.
Matt, I saw your question. Yeah, it'll send the drawing right over into Job Nimbus and save it into the documents as well. And you can use that in with their smart estimates or whatever you choose to do with it from there.
So the expectation is that the software, the ArcSite, will be the building platform on site, and then it's going to get all the information back into Job Nimbus for us so we can continue down the project flow.
Yeah, because those of you who know ArcSite know that it's a drawing and estimation tool. We don't try to spread our wings so far into the CRM world or the project management world. So we do what we do, and we try to do that as good as possible. But Job Nimbus does a lot of things better than we do, and they do a lot of things we don't do at all. So, if most things will start in Job Nimbus, push to ArcSite, end in Job Nimbus, a lot of people will start in Job Nimbus, push to ArcSite, sign and close deals in ArcSite. So there's, multiple workflows you can follow. But even if you sign and close on site, it'll push those signed documents into Job Nimbus just so you've got a record that they were signed and wanted to move forward.
Dude, I am freaking stoked.
It's going to be awesome.
And Susan's asking, can it support automation? I mean,
yeah, so we've been getting a lot more heavily into gate operator and automation just from the demand of it, because there's so much crossover with a lot of fence companies. So I actually did an interview live at Fence Tech with Michael Brooks, that guy that does a lot of education around gate operator. And he was asking me a trillion hard questions that I didn't necessarily know the answer to. And my voice was barely hanging on at that point. But then I lost it completely, if you all know that.
I do. I remember.
But yeah, so we're getting more and more into that as far as, marking out job sites, because we already import PDFs and site plans. And then you can go through and mark up large commercial jobs and put where your loops are and where all your different operators are. And yeah, it's just a drag and drop game when it comes to that.
So if I import a document into my, Nathan Downs -1 job or whatever, Nathan Downs 1234 Main Street into ArcSite, that document's going to populate into Job Nimbus's documents.
Yes, yeah, because actual Job Nimbus creates the project in ArcSite, and then it uses that project ID that it created to push it right back to the source, so it knows where it came from and knows where it needs to go.
Yeah, so I'm reading the comments right now, and my good buddy Matt Warner just popped in.
Oh, jeez. Woo! It actually is that Matt's actual woo?
So
that's on your soundboard, because it sounds like it.
Matt came and visited me, and I was like, dude, I got to record you doing a woo. I mean, I could get one off of YouTube, but woo! I mean, that's Matt. It's awesome. And wait, I got a story to tell y'all about Matt. It's great. I'm going to tell it in just a second. But Joe Helvey, I don't know. I'm bad with last names. We'll call him Joe Helium. He said, sounds great. I canceled ArcSite last April. Sounds like I may be back. Well, guess what, Joe? In the notes of this show, if you go to a link that we have in there, the My Fence Life link tree now has an ArcSite link that you can go to and get 10% off. For how long?
A year.
For a year. So you get 10% off for 12 months every month that you pay of ArcSite if you use the MFL link, the My Fence Life link. So we're going to have that all over the internet, and it's going to be good stuff. But hey, my Matt Warner story, okay? I would look, man, I love Matt. Matt's a great guy. But Matt texted me at 3:24 a.m. This is if you're friends with Matt Warner, you understand that there is no day, there is no night, there is no Sunday, there is no Monday. There's just Matt, and he's rocking and rolling. He is like Brian Fred Aluminum's twin brother, Brian Fred Aluminum's like on cocaine. Matt's like a closet cocaine guy. You know, he's up all night. He's always working. He's rocking and rolling. So Matt sends me a text at 3:24 a.m. And in this text, he's like, "Hey, I'm on my way to work. What are you doing?" Well, you know, I got kids and I got my phone on. It wakes me up. I answer it and I text him back and I'm like, "Dude, I'm getting ready for work. I'm on the grind." "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm headed to my fab shop. You know, those knuckleheads are messing stuff up. I got to get over there and straighten it out." I was like, "Well, get after it because I am." And that was it. And I put my phone down and went back to sleep. But I mean, when Matt Warner texts you at 3:24 in the morning, you don't be like, "Dude, you woke me up." You're like, "Hell yeah, I'm on my way to work too."
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. So Matt doesn't know that I went back to sleep for another hour. And then I got up.
Another hour, I probably would have been back to sleep for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm up around 4:30, 4:40 every morning, man. Anyway, I had to share that story. But so I'm stoked, man. We can just turn the show off. I done learned everything I need to know about ArcSite. ArcSite and Job Nimbus, they're dating now. Hopefully, you know, they don't have a big fight. And
Right.
we're going to start. Imagine how much I'm going to use ArcSite now, because we've been having issues getting the two to talk together, and then we're having to, you know, we're having to download the PDF and then upload it and then do this and do that, and it's like, oh, this is just driving me nuts. And I'm like, "Dylan, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I sold the job today while I was on the job because of ArcSite, so you're just going to have a headache." And I'm like, I mean, I get it, but I really don't want to get it.
Yeah.
So
No, our job's to alleviate headaches, not add them. You know, we don't want to like trade one headache for another. So we want to get rid of both of them in an ideal world. And being as Matt's in here too, you know, it kind of completes that triangle, because a lot of you guys use My Salesman now. And if you don't, you should. But, you know, when you can start there, push into Job Nimbus, push from there into ArcSite, push back to Job Nimbus. We also have a direct integration with My Salesman. So all of those softwares talk now. So there's no longer that disconnect piece between like, you had to go from My Salesman to ArcSite, then download, put it into Job Nimbus.
yeah,
It was a pain, but not now. Everything talks, which is all of our goals. You know, if we're as software providers, all of our goals just to give you guys what you ask for, because that's what you want and that's what you pay for. So at the end of the day, we're happy to give you guys whatever it is you need. You just got to let us know. And most of you are really good at letting us know. But for those of you who aren't, you know, honestly, let me know. I mean, I can be found anywhere, but Justin@arcsite.com, just whatever you need, let me know. I've gotten a bunch of messages from you guys just during this show already. So if you saw me kind of typing off to the side, it's because some of y'all are just pinging me. But yeah, nope, absolutely. Let me know whatever you need. And we're happy to, if we can't do it, we'll at least explore it and figure out, you know, solve for it or get to it later, like we did with Job Nimbus. But yeah, it was just, you just got to ask. Let us know.
You heard it first here on the My Fence Life podcast. And look, guys, that guy Nathan Downs with that Lux Core. Hey, Fence Track, we love you. Dude, that Lux Core is some nice stuff. Composite with aluminum in it. It is dope. I just want to say, you notice how often and how much Nathan's talking. He's real quiet. It's kind of like his podcast. It's not a whole lot going on, a lot of static. He's just kind of staring and the guest is talking. So anyway, no more about that.
Dude, I would talk over you the whole time. I'm like, and then I see you want to say something, and I'm like, this ain't my show. Let Dan do his thing.
He's being a great celebrity guest host.
Yes,
right
yes.
Exactly. He's letting it be Dan's show. It's probably refreshing too, Nate, because normally when it's your show, you're responsible for filling all the air. Right now, you can just kind of sit there.
Pipe it down, both of you guys.
Nope.
No, man. So that was going to be my next thing, bro. My Salesman and ArcSite is like the 1-2 punch, you know?
Yeah.
I've been saying that for a long time, that if you're a new business and you don't have a CRM or whatever, that's cool, whatever. But you got to have My Salesman. You got to have ArcSite. It's a no-brainer, man. So, you know, I have my Salesman does a zap into my Job Nimbus and it creates a contact. So now what I'll be able to do is when I create the job, then I'll be able to take and throw the PDF into the job and it'll just end up in ArcSite.
Hey, Justin, Dan doesn't know that my salesman actually direct integrates with an API to Job Nimbus. So
Yeah, you don't need
that's pay
Zaps
for the
anymore,
Zaps
but
anymore.
Okay, maybe it's not a Zap. It is integrated. It's not a Zap.
It is
it used to
now.
be a Zap.
It used to be a Zap when
Used
we
to
and
be
then
started it.
But no, I
Matt
do have
and
it
his team
integrated.
got
I
that
do
taken
have
care
it
of, so y'all
integrated.
don't need
I do.
Zaps. Hey, Josh, ArcSite's available for Android as of Monday for all the drawing features. We're still working on releasing the estimation features. So you should see that pretty soon too.
Brian Fred Aluminum, whenever I tell him, he says something, he's like, "Oh, you got an iPhone, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You know, they make phones for guys now. They're called Androids." Yeah, he's a pretty fun.
He's not a big Apple guy. He's all about the Android stuff over
That's
there.
fine. That's fine. You guys can make stuff harder on your lives. I'll stick with my stupid Apple products and be married into this family for 20 years now.
You'll be there forever. If you once
I
you're in
know.
it, you
I'm
can't
never
leave.
leaving. I'm like,
Nobody
I'm
can
on
leave.
an iPad right now. That's actually how I got to this part of the studio, is on my stupid iPad. So, Casey.
So, guys, that was a long breaking news. It really was. That's awesome. Hey, breaking news is brought to you by D&D Technologies, the name brand and gate hardware. They're unshakably, unbreakably, unmistakably the safest gate hardware ever made. And if it doesn't say D&D, it ain't badass. So, thank you, D&D. We appreciate it. Y'all hear that? You making me have to go pee.
Sorry. Should have muted myself.
So look, man, I don't want to talk about ArcSite and your little computer program that you got that you're all happy about. I don't want to talk about that, man. I want to talk about what ArcSite is doing for our industry, because there's not a lot of guys out there that realize what ArcSite's really doing, and y'all are doing a lot. Justin and I had a little powwow today, and I think I was a little thrown off. I didn't realize that they had this much information out there. And Justin was like, "Yeah, we got that." And I'm like, "What?" And I wasn't putting two and two together. So I want to tell you a little bit about what ArcSite does. ArcSite is more than a software company. They're a company that's out there trying to build not just the fence industry, because I saw a propaganda for pest control.
Yeah, that's a new one for us. That wasn't intentional. That just kind of happened.
I was like, these dudes are doing everything. So, anyway, ArcSite every year, y'all do this every year, right? Because you did 2022. Are you doing 2023 for the homeowners report?
Oh yeah. We try to give as much data to the fence industry as we can every year. Yep.
So they have if you go to arcsite.com report, or if you go to arcsite.com, hit their resources, you can find all this stuff. But they have a homeowner survey report where they've surveyed 1,000 homeowners. And in that survey, they ask all these questions. So then that way you can find out how a homeowner decides to hire, choose a contractor, their biggest concerns. Am I right?
Yeah. It's a massive report. We've done a pretty good job of digesting it down just for everyone to see it, and make it graphically appealing, so that way it's not boring to read and it's just data. But yeah, it was well over 1,000 homeowners. We partnered with a company called ResearchScape to do all the research work, paid them however many dollars to get us all the data. And then we put it all together and just digested it out for you guys. It's totally free. You don't have to pay for anything. It's just a report, and it tells you guys how they prefer to pay, how they like to get their estimates, when they expect to get their estimates, how they chose between multiple competitors who gave them similar stuff. All that data is in there to help you guys really determine, what you can work on in your business to help you win more of those fringe bids or more of the business you want to win. And that's just the type of data that, we felt was important to the industry, and we couldn't find ourselves. So, if there's stuff out there and we're like, we don't know where it is, we'll just go get it. Like, we'll just go find it and make it.
Yeah. Have you seen that report, Nathan?
I have not yet.
Dude, it's pretty dope. I saw it when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And then I was thumbing through it today online, and I'm like, dude, I forgot all about this. But this is stuff that is free, and you don't have to do this. So, and they got other stuff, man. They got webinars ready to watch. If you go to arcsite.com and go to their resource page, and go to the blogs. They got webinars right there ready to watch. Like I was looking at one today, how to make your slow season productive.
Oh yeah, that was the David Gatto one. Yeah, David Gatto was on a webinar with one of our team members, talking about how to make your slow season your most productive season, as far as prepping your business and getting it ready to grow.
But there
That
was
was a good one.
there was all kinds of stuff. Y'all got a webinar coming up Tuesday,
Yep.
and Joe Evers is going to be on it. Tony Thornton, I call him the Tony Stewart. I don't know why I say that all the time, but yeah,
We could change his name, Dan, to Smoke.
we could. We
I
could
kind of like that. That'd be cool. Could you imagine Tony doesn't drink smoke and we're calling him Smoke?
Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome, bro. He's like the Richard Petty of fencing, or the Tom Petty. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, man. So they're doing a webinar, and this webinar is 5 mistakes that can sink your fencing business. You know, I think that's something everybody needs to know, right? Think about that. 5 mistakes that can
100%.
sink your fence business.
Yeah.
Even if you're not worried about your fence business sinking, wouldn't you like to know that I probably shouldn't do one of these? And if you see it coming down the pipe, and you know what's great about the webinars that they do? If you miss it, you end up with a link in your email to go back and watch it whenever you want.
And they have better ArcSight people on there than Justin.
Yeah, they do. They have people that are, you know, not some guy from the Midwest who loses his voice every time it rains. You know,
One time, Dan. One time. It's never going to go away. I did lose it bad. It was like 2 straight weeks.
it was.
Did you have 48 hours where you couldn't talk, period?
72. Yeah, I had 3 days of vocal rest where my doctor said I couldn't speak a word.
Yeah.
I had to go 3 days and I couldn't make a sound. It was crazy.
We were supposed to interview Justin last week, but we had to cancel because he couldn't talk.
Yep. I was in voice prison. I couldn't make any noise.
You were in.
I literally couldn't make noise. I mean, it was wild. I would just try and air would come out.
Texting me and like emailing. I'm like, bro, just call.
Well, you guys saw me at Fence Tech. It was awful. So
that's true.
If Matt's still in here, you know, Matt can attest to my lack of a voice.
Hey, we got Brett Richardson in here. Huh? What's up, Brett? LuxCore, Fence Track. Love those guys. Matter of fact, Brett, while you're in here, have y'all got one of these yet? Get your own Fence Life sign. It's a fence sign. It's a license plate. I got people sending me pictures. They got them in the back windows of their truck, on the front of their trucks, on the walls. I don't know why I don't see one on your wall, Nathan.
Oh, no. Because the LuxCore Studios is very clean, suave setup over here. But I wanted to say, I want everybody to know that LuxCore is going to make your wood green with envy. That composite with that aluminum infill channel, man, it is something you've never seen, never touched before. But this is the greatest composite coming of all time. It's going to put them all out of business. No, it ain't going to put anybody in business. But Brett has done his due diligence on this stuff. LuxCore is the bomb in my fence track systems. Sorry about it.
Okay. Now that you've gotten that out the way, you sound like an infomercial.
I'm just excited. I had to talk about this all weekend long. We immediately went from Fence Tech to our local home and garden show. And I was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sun up to sundown. And I swear, every single freaking person asked about this because we literally had the teak colored. Well, you saw the picture because I saw you say something about it online, but we had that as our background. And what I did was I actually stuck this neon on the backside of the ramp at the expo center. So I was like against the edge, but at the ramp where you had to walk. There's like 2 ramps in the whole place. So there's a 50% chance you're walking by our booth and this stupid neon's just shining in your face. Like, oh my gosh. And then, so I think we ended up doing 89 My Salesman estimates on the spot. And Monday and Tuesday, I closed 7 jobs at the customer's house. It took payment, did it all right on the bat. There's another plug for My Salesman. Because if you already know they're gonna buy, like how many people like don't even know how much something costs? Like it's a lot. Like it's probably 80% of our clients have no idea how much the project.
I don't know what anything costs. I mean, I don't, nothing,
agree.
Literally nothing.
Yeah, sure.
People are like, how much you pay for gas today? I don't know.
No idea.
How much is a gallon of milk? I don't know. I don't know. I got milk at the house though, and eggs. Lots of eggs. Apparently,
eggs are like gold right now. Those things might as well be $5 an egg. It seems like.
Yeah, we eat a lot of eggs too. I must be rich, egg rich.
Yeah. Benji wants to talk about the Ninja Turtle game in the background. Me too.
Yeah, it is relatively distracting. Yeah, it's the old school 4-player, the old Ninja Turtles arcade where you start out in the burning building. It was a gift for my son at one point, and I keep it in my office.
Nice.
That's the arcade one up though, right?
Yeah. It's not like an old actual cabinet. Those things are like $8-10 grand nowadays.
Yeah.
So
ArcSite going to be at Fence Workers Association? You got a booth at the FWA?
Yeah, the Fence Show. Yep, Fence Show Security Expo. Absolutely. Yeah, we've even got a free code if anybody wants to go. I can get you a free show floor ticket. Just let me know.
No, you don't need to do that. You need to go to the My Fence Life link tree. The link in the show notes.
Even easier.
MFL 50 gets you into the floor 3 days free.
Perfect.
Trying to steal all my thunder.
Sorry, man. I didn't know it was a competition for the link.
Nathan,
there's nothing for the link.
I do not have a code. Brian Fred Aluminum and I are still becoming friends. So.
Oh really?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's another one. He's 2 hours behind us. So be careful becoming a friend with him because text you at midnight and it's 10 o'clock. And it's like, oh my God.
Well, he's always up making TikTok videos at all hours of the morning, so that dude doesn't even sleep.
But then I make the mistake of giving him a call on the way to work, and it's 6 a.m. and it's 4 a.m. his time. Yeah, and he's like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Oh shit, it's 4 a.m." My bad.
I like that he still answers though. like it's kind of like when Matt Warner calls you, Dan.
It's the Fence King calling. Of course you're gonna answer, right? So anyway, you got the webinar, right? You got ArcSite, the homeowners report. I went to your YouTube channel today because I'm like, you know what? I need to get my shit together. I'm interviewing this guy Justin that I know very well. Hung out with him at Tony Thornton's very first Super Summit at Monkey Island in East Oklahoma. Right on the Arkansas line.
No.
It's close, isn't it?
It's the Grand Lake of the Cherokees. It's pretty close to Arkansas.
It's a massive lake.
It's a massive lake.
It's very close to Arkansas because I know that's the way I went home. But anyway, so I hung out with him and I've never been to your YouTube channel. Guys, go to this YouTube channel. And I'm not telling you this. You go to the YouTube channel and you realize, what are these people doing? They're supposed to be selling software, but instead, there's like a gazillion things on there that have nothing to do with their software. We don't
like making content about our own stuff. That's no fun. That's boring for us. We like to make content about other stuff.
I mean, I'm on there and I'm looking at it right now. I just want to give you all a quick idea how to navigate changing customer preferences, scaling your fence business in 2022, dealing with fencing material shortages, standing out from your competition without lowering your prices. I mean, these are the videos they have. How to combat contractors' bad reputation. How to hire and retain the best team members. This has nothing to do with a CAD drawing software. What every fencer needs to know about changing material costs. All these things, man. Pros and cons on finance. It's just video after video after video of nothing but things to help out the industries in which they're trying to help with their software.
Dude, that's a team, Dan, that's strong in the SEO game.
Yeah,
our marketing team's pretty good. They know what they're doing. So I don't have to do much in that world. I just get to be part of some of that content. But that's just always been the strategy. It's just, pump so much value in, that people want to work with you. And it's worked out great for us, and we've done a really good job of creating content that we've been asked to create. because people will ask us questions like, hey, I read that homeowner report and I saw this. What would you do about it? And we're like, I don't know. I'm not a fence company, but then we go find the people who do know, and then we ask them, and then we make content about it. So it works out.
Love it.
Yeah, man. I couldn't believe all the information y'all have out there to help people. So
yeah, we just wrote 2 books too, like 2 full books.
Like, define 2 full books. Are we talking about books like Dan Wheeler uses, the coloring books that are like 10 or 12 pages?
No, they're ebooks. They're free downloadable too. I think one of them is, one of them has a bunch of guest collaborators. I know like Joe's written stuff, Tony's written stuff. I think we invited Matt to write stuff and he didn't respond to me, if Matt Warner's still in here. But the long and short of it, we just put in a bunch of guest collaborators to write different sections and topics. We write them for them, but they really just tell us content for it. And then we just wrote a marketing one too that's industry agnostic, but it applies massively to fencing, just around marketing tips for small businesses. So that was the second one we just wrote.
Dude,
that just launched.
That's the ebook I'm getting ready to talk about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
10 marketing tips to level up your contracting business.
Yeah, that one. I didn't write that. I'm not a writer, but somebody did.
It said, you need to market your contracting business, but deciding where and how to start can be baffling. We've assembled 10 marketing tips that will walk you through the fundamentals, including a free or low-cost resources toolkit. Why y'all doing that shit, man? Aren't you supposed to be selling ArcSite? I don't know.
No, so if you really think about it, like people invest in software when their companies are growing and being successful, right? If you're not making money, you're not going to buy a bunch of stuff. So it's not some totally backwards way to trick you into buying things. It's truly just based on the fact that we know when fence companies grow and get bigger, they're faced with more problems that ArcSite solves. So by helping your companies grow, it naturally leads people to a product like ours. It may not even be ours, but at the end of the day, it will help you guys get your companies to a point where stuff like us and Job Nimbus and My Salesman and Company Cam and all those sort of things become essential and required to keep going. So we want to help people get as successful as they can. So that way those investments make more sense. So we do that for, a lot of reasons. At the end of the day, obviously we're a for-profit company and have a business to run, but we like to do it that way versus just trying to run ads and sell stuff or talk about our own stuff, because we just know naturally that if people get a ton of value out of our content and their company keeps growing, hopefully due to some of the stuff we did, that when they need it, we'll be there to help them with that too.
Well, and Justin, I know you talk a lot about this, like at some of the different meetings and summits and stuff like that where you're involved with, but going back to the fact of, I forgot, we were talking to a newer-ish company in Denver, and you mentioned to them specifically about, how much would it cost to hire a person to do this? And then imagine your software for a third or a fourth of the price can pick up that work and work with you, like in tandem with what you're doing. And I think that's just a great example of how you guys, like how you explain it is so good, because it's easy for a lot of people not to think of software as like a tool and a resource, not to eliminate positions, but to help like amplify what you're doing. So then you could hire more people to produce or hire more people to sell or have more people on the back end. There's so many other things we could do with the manpower in our businesses, especially when you're growing, that I think software is vital, right?
Yeah, that exact example was a company out of Denver. And I was actually talking about My Salesman to them, not ArcSite. Because I said, if you had to hire a person to go out to every job, measure it, draw it out, pull up the satellite imagery, get it back to your sales team, and get a verbal agreement from the customer that that's within their budget, and that employee only cost you $175 a month, you would hire them in 1 second. You wouldn't even think twice. But yet when people look at My Salesman and they're like, I don't know if I need it. You absolutely need it. And it's silly if you don't pay for it. So that's the point I was trying to get across to that person, was like, hey, like you have a huge area in Denver that you cover. You're driving 2 hours for bids. Like, pay $175. That's one trip that you've saved and you've made money. It's, that's the exact example Nathan's talking about. Yeah. Young company. And I was trying to just really help get across that, like, technology is your cheapest team member by far.
Look, you want to talk about technology? I know I've been talking about this, and people have been in my inbox, but we Monday, no, yeah, Monday we sold no Tuesday. By Tuesday we sold 9 jobs. Okay, between Monday and Tuesday, 4 or 5 of those I sold. Not only did I sell over the phone, but I collected a payment before even sending them an agreement, contract, whatever you want to call it. 50%.
Yep.
And that's all because of technology.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's using my salesman. I already had a blueprint of what they wanted. Then I go ahead and start using a couple other softwares, put all that together, price it, send it. You know? And I'm pricing it while I'm on the phone with them, emailing. And I'm like, well, look, we just so happen to have an opening next week. That's my go-to.
Yep.
And I don't have an opening next week, right? Hey, man, that's the way it goes. Hey, we got an opening next week. Just so happen we got a house that isn't ready and it's not going to closing. So we just so happen to have an opening. If you want, we can get to it next week. People jump on it. Some people are like, oh, really? Yeah, they go ahead, pay. And you're going through the process, and they're like, you don't have to come next week. Well, I mean, if not, I can slip somebody else in there that's got a pool or a dog that really needs it, and you don't show up for 2 or 3 weeks, and they're happy, and you sold it over the phone, collected, and that's all because of software. And you walk in my office, that's why I have all 3 of those screens. I mean, I'm just rocking and rolling. My new assistant, she's pretty amazed by the whole thing, so software is a way to go. So these ebooks, where can we find those? Arcsite.com, right?
Yeah, you can find them through the same place you gave earlier through the resources, but we can share out the direct links if you want to. I sent a couple of those links to Dan earlier, but we can make sure you get them. Or if you want any of the content that we have, just email me and tell me what you want, and I'll just send you everything. So it's just a piece of cake. But yeah, just everything's through the website. I think one's just arcsite.com/fencing/ebook or something. I don't remember what all the exact URLs are, but I can make sure that we get them too, or Dan can get them out to everyone.
I'm going to have all the links and the descriptions of the podcast and on our YouTube channel.
Perfect. Then I don't have to hunt down them all.
Yeah. And then if you want to just email Justin, you can send him all kinds of stuff. Sign him up for junk email.
Oh, yeah, he likes that. He
really does. It's Justin at arcsite.com, right?
No, it's info@radiusperimetersecurity.com.
Yes, send it there, please.
Yeah, for the junk mail. That's my serious email. Just if you want to just talk to me or be friends, then it's Justin@arcsite.com.
Yeah. And if you really got really, really important things that you need to know, you could email Brenda at radiusfence.com.
You could try that one too.
For Miss Brenda.
Yeah. Or you could we have a chat bot on the website that comes right to our team live. So we don't use robots for that. So if you need us.
I've been talking the phone to Brenda. Brenda is Nathan's work wife.
Yep.
She's an older lady, right?
Yep. She's a little more mature.
Yeah. More mature than he is. No, she's an older lady, and Nathan knows how I am. So we were getting on a Zoom, and we were gonna share screens, and I was gonna help her with some this stuff. And Nathan's like, "Dan, Brenda's here, and it's my pastor's mom."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Thank you
True
for telling me that, because Miss Brenda."
Dan freezes up. He goes, "Oh, okay." So stupid. Oh my gosh.
It was great. But guess who she wanted? Who was the only person she wanted to meet at Fence Tech?
Yeah, Dan Blanc.
Yeah.
True story.
I was like, I didn't know I was that popular in the AARP circles.
Sorry, Brenda.
Yeah, if Brenda's watching, she's not going to give you a hug next time.
Brenda's in Tulsa. I'm in New Orleans. She's in Tulsa. I'm in New Orleans. I'm not worried about that.
Oh, Brenda.
Let's see. Jordan Hunt. That's our exact plans. We got a comment, guys.
Yeah.
There's a market about an hour away that we have deliberately stayed out of because of the time to quote. And with these things, we believe it will open up a huge market and share potential with we couldn't otherwise take advantage of. Yeah, man. Well, we just put we're starting to put up highway signs,
Saw
and
it.
yeah, we're putting up
Super
these
cool.
highway signs, and I'm finding some very strategic, inexpensive places that have high traffic to put my signs up. And we are pushing west to because we're going to be opening up a branch in Baton Rouge, which is about an hour or so away from us. So I'm trying to push that way, and I'm making some friends out there, and I'm not making some friends out there.
Can we call it fence prince?
No, no, no.
Oh.
Cannot be the fence prince. But what'll probably happen is Dylan will probably be running this area, and I'll be going to Baton Rouge.
Whoa, let's
Oh,
go.
really?
Let's go, little Dylan. Is
Different.
he in the background there? Come on, pipe up.
No, no, Dylan went home.
All right.
But yeah, so we're utilizing these strategic areas, and these highway signs are going to be popping up more and more. And the only reason why we can do that is because of software. You know, we're going to be making the customer go to my salesman. And some people say, well, that's not good. Well, it is good if you really don't need to expand and you're just expanding because you want to expand. So who cares if you don't get the job because they don't want to go online? Doesn't matter. You know,
True.
that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I like it.
But we're going to be pushing, you know, so it's going to be a good time, man. What else, man? Ebooks, YouTube channels, webinars, reports that you get specifically made for an industry, and you're not even pushing your product. That's
Yeah,
all.
when we did that first report, you remember, Dan, because you were on it. We did a big panel webinar, and it was you and Matt and Sean King and Joe and Cannon, and we talked with everybody about that data just to see how much of it hit home, and it seemed to really strike a chord. So that report is, it's been updated. We're going to do a whole nother one here, probably later this year, obviously, once 2023 has more data in it. It's only been a couple months, but all the end of 2022 stuff's in there now. And yeah, we try to just keep pumping that sort of stuff out. We hope it helps. Tell us if it does, tell us if it doesn't. If you're like, hey, I really need this, let us know that too. We always look for inspiration to create content from. So if people are truly looking for something, we're happy to do some research and figure it out, And then another thing I wanted to kind of touch on what Jordan just said. Jordan, that's a great idea too. I had actually a customer of ours was using my salesman and ArcSite in tandem at a home show in Indiana, and never went on site, and closed like 17, 18 jobs at the home show without ever visiting any site. And he was able to expand his radius, an extra 40, 50 miles because he never had to do those trips to sell them in the first place. So when people gravitated in for that home show, yeah, he was able to take advantage of a whole new market remotely closing deals. Nate was just at a home show doing the same thing. So.
Right. Now I could have closed them, but let me be clear. In Oklahoma, y'all were just here. We got some weird ass funky stuff going on in a lot of these yards. There ain't no way. I went to one this morning in Broken Arrow where I live, and I was out there, and the lady's like, said something about, I'm sure the tear out will be fun. And I just kind of looked at her, and I walked over to the fence, and I started kicking it with my toe. There's a freaking 12-inch concrete wall under the grass. And I'm like, only in Oklahoma. I mean, literally every yard has weird stuff. There's like buried cars in the fence line. I mean, so yes, although Dan has a great idea. That's great when people can do that. Some areas we can't do that, unfortunately, but we try. I mean, like I said, 89 bids through my salesman, and to be able to go out and guarantee, if you properly set it up, you can guarantee that you're closing business, because there's no question. Just like three of them yesterday. I mean, I was going there. I said, hey, I'm coming over to finalize your bid and collect the payment, the deposit and everything like that. Does 30 minutes from now still work for you? I mean, I'm always doing assumptive closing. Like it's already a done deal because I'm coming to your house. Now it's just, what do you want? Like, what are we trying to figure out here? What are we, what other problems do I need to address? Well, I'm here to make sure it's on the bid and then give them a full comprehensive plan to make it happen, solve the problems.
So we're getting into stain. I got big news about stain. I just thought about this. How did I not mention this sooner? So Fence King is now the newest region. I have it on my own region now for expert stain and seal. We are going to be selling to the public. Yes.
Very cool.
And Nathan, I'm sorry, but I do have one of the new expert stain and seal staining machines headed to me end of this month. So we're getting ready.
Nice.
We're getting ready to do something different. We're going to be offering a very unique special to our customers, to where they get so much fence they're going to get a free staining. How about that?
Are you gonna stain on site?
I don't know how we're going to do that. Look, man, that's Dylan's production. I'm numbers and margins, and you know what I mean? So, Dylan, that's what you want to do. Bring the numbers, baby. They got to work. Right? And then not only do they need to work on paper, we're going to do a few, and they got to work, but he's usually really, really good at that. So, yeah, man, we're the newest expert stain and seal distributor here. Hopefully, we'll be releasing that information on their website or wherever they do it at. And we're getting one of those new staining machines that they have. And we're going to start pre-staining. I figured, you can hire anybody to run boards through a freaking machine, So that leads me to my next question. So if I have a customer that does a My Salesman, because My Salesman has all of expert stain and seals information in it, right? Woo! I can't help it, man. I got the woo. Being that it has all that information in it, I wonder how that's going to work with My Salesman and ArcSite and Job Nimbus all connected now. How much easier that's going to make me sell stain.
I would imagine quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to be. I didn't even think about that when I heard about this ArcSite deal, but yeah, I got to get my act together. I got to get
stain's an easy option in ArcSite to add or remove it from bids, so that's not hard at all.
Yeah, that's going to be dope. Nathan, I'm going to tell you about what we're doing and how we're doing it, and give you an idea how you can boost your margins tremendously.
I'm down, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm always down.
We'll talk about that off camera until I get it all ironed out, and then I'll tell the whole world how to do it after I got it figured out.
There you go.
Well, look, Justin, it was great having you on the show, man.
Happy to be here.
A lot of good information. When you think of ArcSite, guys, don't think about their software. Think of them as a partner with you in the industry. Because today, after seeing all that information that you have available, it's pretty evident that you're worried about the industries in which you're trying to help. So I see where you're coming from. If I can make a better industry, then they're going to use our product, not only because we made it better, because they're going to realize that our product can also make them better. And I love that, man. So it was great talking to you, Justin. Appreciate it. Y'all want to say goodbye, Nathan, Justin? I know y'all are good friends.
Matt Lowry asked a good question, though.
Yeah, well, there was a couple questions.
Yeah, there's a couple that came through.
The one about the Mosier
Everybody
one.
was sandbagging us. Come on, guys.
We can sidebar that one, Jordan. I'll shoot you an email or shoot me an email, and I'll send you all the stuff on it. But yeah, Mosier's a motion measuring device. You can just walk, and it draws lines to scale in ArcSite. Nate has one. I have one. Of course, I have one. But yeah, ArcSite for you, Matt, it's typically, post, obviously, My Salesman and Job Nimbus, because it goes to My Salesman and Job Nimbus creates contacts. And then people, when they go on site and draw, ArcSite automates that takeoff and estimation process. You can gather the signatures and everything right on site, close the deal, pushes back into Job Nimbus for all your record keeping and project management from there. So it's kind of just like a flow between them all. And now that they all talk, there's no longer a bunch of export, import, open, close. it's much simpler to use now. So we're excited to get it out onto the ground floor so everybody can tell us what we still need to work on. Because we think it's good, but we're not you guys. So, you may have some feedback and tell us what we need to tweak. But Nate's jumping at the bit to break it for us.
No,
so.
you're good. No, I was going to say, because that was one thing that I talked with a lot of you guys at FinTech was there's another program out there that Justin's asked about being able to talk about ad nauseum, and they just don't want him to talk about it. But there's another program that had just launched its platform that's web-based that does a lot of these things with other partners involved too. And so now if you have the My Salesman, if you have Job Nimbus, if you have ArcSight, there's a linear, like there's a competitor essentially to that, because now with the integrations working together in tandem, all of these things fall. Like you were just talking about, Justin, you're 100% right. It was a pain in the butt to freaking run that stuff down over and over again, import, export, but now having it linear like other programs, it allows us to use quality software that excels at their particular part, and then just marry all those things together. Maybe instead of getting a platform that has all of the different components, but some of them could be, I wouldn't say substandard, but I said substandard, but maybe not as expert filled as someone like you guys, like you've been talking about the whole time, Justin. Like ArcSight is a drawing program that turns into estimating, and that's it. Like it can build everything you want it to. It can literally do anything in the world. You guys have the largest access control company in the world that works with you and does all their bids through that. It's CAD based. It was on the iPad only. Now it's on Android, whatever. It's going to be web based, all these different things. That's great because you guys have innovated and continued to develop and improve an already awesome product. It takes some time. Fortunately, we have some libraries and stuff like that help with that, right? But once it starts working, and as we've been working through it here in my office, man, I love it because it's a tool that just eliminates duplicative work. And Dan, I think I talked to you about this several months ago. That was my big thing, because there's only a couple of us in my shop, and we're pushing for like 3 million in revenue this year and stuff. And I'm looking to add people, but not that many. That is a lot of production for just a handful of people to do. And the only way that we could do that is by eliminating the time that it took me to bid a job, break it down, to get the takeoff, order the materials, Now it's starting to domino effect, which is just unbelievable.
Y'all done? Y'all just took over the show?
That's it. Yeah.
You're done?
Hi, Dan. I saw Dan's comment from Sao Paulo. Him and I just had a Zoom call, 2 days ago, where we were playing show and tell and learning from each other. So we try to be very friendly with everybody, even if our products are somewhat competing.
That is true.
Yeah, I talked to Dan with Dan Tuberville.
Yeah, Memphis Fence. He's a good dude.
He says
very smart.
Tuber. I'm really bad with last names, guys. But Dan's a great guy, and I see Joe saying, "Hey, Dan." Joe even said that he's getting his staining machine in, so it's going to be really good stuff, man. I'm excited to use this staining machine and see what happens. I'm looking to really invest in the staining big time in the next 30 days. So,
Dan, we've been pre-staining for 2 years now. It is freaking awesome, dude. You're gonna love it, dude.
What are you? You're using the stain track, huh?
Yes, yeah, and the other guys.
The other guys?
Guys have been around for a long time. Wood Defender. No, we've been using them for forever. And we love the fact of you can go through, and as you're prepping a job and stuff like that, we've got all of the boards staged, all of the wood ready to go, run it through the stain machine, and within 24 hours, that thing's ready to freaking put up, and it just looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, pre-staining, if you can do it, and I know Caleb talked about doing it on site. That's why I was asking you, are you going to do it on the job site? Are you going to do it at the shop or whatever? But you know, a lot of people, and a great example of this is like Benford Supply out of Balch Springs, Texas, the DFW area. I went down to their headquarters and looked at years ago. They're like, oh, we pre-stain. And I had no idea because up in Oklahoma, they don't send us a lot of pre-stained materials, right? But that's all they use in DFW, right? And we go down there, bro, this machine, it's like 50 by 40 tall. No, it's probably about 25 feet tall. And it's like got vats and conveyor belts and shit. I was like, it looks like a manufacturing plant.
Really?
What the hell? It was incredible. And the guys there's like 4 guys just throwing in pickets. They're like, yeah. And it comes out on the conveyor belt. I was like, this looks cool. It looks very inefficient. Like, because they're stained everywhere. And I'm sitting there going, what? And, you know, then when I saw like the stain track and stuff, you know, all these different machines, like a smaller footprint machine, even like what Joe Everest is doing up there, like with his dip tanks and stuff, like having a smaller footprint and how you address that and do that. I mean, I think there's a lot of pre-stain, and it helps people like us, Dan, where I'm still like exactly what Caleb talked about last week. There's fence guys that are gun shy about having their guys go out and spray. Bro, I live that life. I do not want my knuckleheads.
Yeah.
I love you guys, but I do not like you build a great fence.
Yeah,
Your ass is not spraying something at the house. Like, sorry.
These are the same guys that are backing in the trailers at the yard with the forklift. That they load the same trailer in the same location every day, and you're running into your trailer, and I'm going to send you out to spray a job. All right.
I know.
No.
But so pre-stain, like let's shout out for pre-stain, right?
Yeah, really. What do you
like how Dan asked us to say goodbye like 10 minutes ago?
I know, right? Yeah, I'm
pre-staining.
gonna drag this thing
Hey,
out.
how about we do this? We're gonna kick Justin off of here, and you and I are gonna cut up and talk about some staining, because Justin doesn't know nothing about staining. He's a software guy, and he's probably got like a pocket full of quarters ready to play that Ninja Turtle game behind him, right?
It's got infinite lives, no quarters needed.
Infinite lives.
Yeah, you can just hit. You can just keep hitting start, and it adds more lives. Yeah.
I got that on mine too.
So, Justin, Judy, thank you so much for joining us, man. We really appreciate you. You're in Michigan, so I'm sure it's probably cold up there right now.
It's like 12 degrees.
Really? I got shorts on. Look at that.
Shit.
Well, yeah, we don't put shorts on for a couple months up here.
Yeah, that's right. Shut up, Michigander.
I have not worn a pair of jeans at all this year. That's how cold it gets here.
Yeah, we wear jeans like 9 months a year, so at least it seems like it.
So, hey, bro, it was awesome talking to you. Thank you so much for being on. Great show, great info, guys. Hit the description. We're gonna have links left and right for y'all to go to get all this free information to help your business be great, so you can be a hero to your homeowners. Okay. All right. Hey, nice talking to you, Justin. And
pleasure.
We'll catch up, man.
Sounds good.
Buddy. Bye.
Thanks again.
Dude, good stuff, man.
Yeah, good stuff. I love that stuff. You know, you're the master of, you know, ever since we've known each other, Dan, I've always been.
I'm sorry. Say that again. I had a little issue with my audio.
You heard me say you're the master. All right, hold on. Let me tell you the masturbator. No, I was saying you're the master of utilizing technology and software to create more efficiency in your business. And that was one thing that I know years ago when you started My Fence Life and stuff. I remember us talking about it and just watching how far ahead of the game you were, like with Job Nimbus and you know, Simply and all this stuff. And so it's so funny now coming up in the ranks in our business, doing so many things similar, but putting our own twist on it. I think that's a fun thing, man, because we can do so many different things with all of these technologies just to make it our lives easier, however we want to utilize them. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm admiring how many downloads I had today on my podcast. Keep going. He's out here working. Sucker.